Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corpse Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
Jazz from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from War. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Hey, Eddie, how are you, man?
Hey, doing good, man. What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. Just sitting on the side of the highway, having a chat with you.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting on the bus playing with I don't even know what this thing's called. Hey, Joe, what's this thing called? Yeah, it's like a yo-yo. It's like a magnet yo-yo.
That's awesome. You guys are on tour?
Yeah, we are. We're playing Albuquerque, New Mexico tonight. We played Dallas. Yeah, we played Dallas, Texas last night, and 2 nights before that was San Antonio. The shows have been pretty damn good. You know, the attendance has been small but very passionate, and we're very stoked to be even received by anybody at this point, you know, with how everything has been going on the internet.
Man, I gotta say, I don't care what the internet says. I really like this album a lot.
I don't really either, but the way they make it seem is that you know, that this is a D-Day for our band, you know, and we're really going down the drain. So that's how people perceive us. In fact, we have a lot of our friends calling us and being like, "Are you guys okay? Is everything all right with you guys?" And we just laugh and go, "Yeah, dude, we wrote the record of our lives. Of course, we're fucking great."
Man, I love the melodic stuff, and I guess what a lot of people don't
me too, man.
understand is that stuff can make the heavy stuff heavier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean the biggest thing that I can ever say to people is come check it out live. It'll make absolute sense to you when you see us play our first note, and sure enough, at all these shows, that's been the case. Everybody has been coming up to us after we play because we've been hanging out after our set. Our friend Big Chocolate has been spinning music and spinning the record after the show's over, and the kids have all come up to me and been like, "Dude, you know, I was a little skeptical about this record, but you know, I'll always support you guys. I love you." But sure enough, as soon as you guys started playing the first note, I realized how heavy this new record actually is, and I kind of have to giggle at that point because it's like, well, I told you guys, you know, I told you so.
Yeah, it's true, man, and like it's melodic, but it's really intense, man. Like especially vocally, it's one of the most intense records I've heard in a long time. Real dark.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, Ross Robinson is kind of the king of that. You know, he's the king of being able to draw that pain, torment out of people. You know, he forces you to be really introspective and look at the case of everything that's going on inside of you, and you know, he breaks you down and forces you to kind of be that little kid again that was 13 years old and just wanted to play music because he loved music and didn't have any fans and didn't have a band or any of that, you know, any of these things that can help the ego become the ego. So it was really an interesting process to break myself down and to be in that raw state again. And sure enough, what came out was this intense recording that, I mean, it still scares me to this day. Like some of the things that I hear, some of the qualities in my vocals, they really make me feel like somebody's gonna snap at any moment. How
deep did you go, man? How far did he push you? Because I know with, you know, the old stuff, you know, I've seen videos with him recording with them, and he's broken people down, you know, made them go pretty deep.
Yeah, man, I went pretty damn deep with him. He definitely, it was definitely 2 months of hell, psychiatric hell, but it was good in a way, you know, like it was painful and it was hard to draw upon those memories and kind of in that same drawing of those memories be able to negate that existence and realize that I've made all this stuff up in my mind, and you know, even if it is true, you know, my perception of it all is skewed by my experiences. So to be able to kind of get rid of who I think I am and to just be this musician that serves music, it really changed my perspective on life, and it really helped me be a lot more secure and content to be where I'm at, and grateful to be this person that gets to share his heart with people.
When you're playing those songs live, because I have seen that you have been playing a couple of new ones live, do you find that they're hard for you to tap back into that feeling that goes, does that upset you, or does it?
Yeah, it's in the moment, it's really hard to be there because you have to kind of keep your composure. Nobody wants to see a grown man bawling his eyes out on stage. So there's an aspect of control that I like to keep. But for the most part, I let it out in different ways. I let aggression come out of me, and I think live the songs come out a little bit heavier just because of that. Because instead of being emotional, I turn to rage, and I turn to the other aspects of myself that help me draw upon that darkness. It's all dark to begin with. It's very kind of sadistic, self-inflicted pain that I've lived through for a long time. So for me, it's easy to be vulnerable, but it's hard to draw and be in that state because I have to control myself, and control is not something that I like to be worrying about when I'm on stage. So I try to let loose as much as possible while not completely losing every ounce of my composure.
Because as I said before, you can definitely feel it in that album. It's one thing to get up there. Oh, yeah. That's the first thing. It made me curious because obviously everything's on the internet. But once I heard it, man, I really, really like this album, and I think it's amazing what you guys have done. So middle fingers to all the haters, and keep doing what you do, So yeah,
definitely, man. And at the same time, those kids that are on the internet, spewing their feelings out at us, I also I like to give them a little bit of weight, and a little bit of patience, because in the end, I feel like those kids are really young, and they don't really know how to deal with change yet. And we kind of did fuck with our identity, we said, hey, this band that you identify with, that you think is a certain way, is actually something completely different. And I feel like that's what the backlash has been. And I think it's okay for them to feel that way. As much as it doesn't bother me, I don't take it into consideration, and it doesn't make me want to stop making this music. It for sure makes me realize that I'd love to get into that mindset and be able to break them free of those chains that they put around themselves. That life needs to be a certain way, or else everything goes down the drain. It's not that way at all. Life is all about making mistakes and picking yourself back up and being this new person, stronger person, better person. So, the biggest message that I want to spread through this record and through, what's going on the internet and the choices and the singles and everything that we've been doing is to prove and show people that safety is death. We weren't born to hide. We were born to be out in the world, to hunt, to feed ourselves, to make mistakes, to innovate, to create. We are here to represent what is the Spirit of God. And the Spirit of God, aside from all religious bullshit, I don't really hide behind religion. But there is an entity. There is an entity that nobody knows about. Nobody knows how to put their finger on. And to me, that's what God is, and that's where we have to embody that unknown, and we have to become the paradox, and we have to become everything that we think we're not. You have the potential of being that. So why not go for it, and why not try it? Fighting that is killing yourself, and it's causing misery in your heart. So if you want to be miserable, I back you, but I'm here to show you that you don't have to be miserable.
That's awesome, man. That's the perfect answer. Because, people are afraid of change, but, they grow up. As you said, a lot of them are just kids. And they'll grow up and I guess you're helping them broaden their musical horizons. So I think that's excellent, man. Of course, Ross Robinson, for a lot of guys, I think you're a couple of years younger than me, but we probably grew up in the same era of music. Working with
definitely.
him, for all of us, probably is a massive dream. Did you get to pick his brains a little bit about that era, the bands he's worked with and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, he would just drop knowledge every single day we were in that studio. Him and I remain friends. I hang out with him, once to 3 times a month. He comes out to our parties now, and he's pretty much a part of Suicide Silence in so many words. He's become a part of this band and a part of our belief system, which is to not believe anything at all. But yeah, he shared a lot of stories. A lot of stories that I cannot repeat because I don't want to step on any toes. But yeah, it was really interesting to see how all these records that I loved and identified with came together, and to realize that the reason I identified with them was because of Ross Robinson. I knew that very early on. I knew that Ross Robinson had a special quality to him, and sure enough, being in that booth with him, rocking out to our music, and for him to just give me the knowledge, give me the tools, give me the adventure, was really eye-opening. It was really satisfying as well. I remember one day we were all jamming, and we called it blacking out. Like anytime, your mind shuts off and you're just creating music and you're just going off the cuff, that is what we call blacking out. And to black out is to be a musician and to serve the music. That's what it is. And I remember coming out of a blackout, and Ross was standing there, and he was just full on, like, head down, head banging to our music. And I had a second where I was able to communicate with that 13-year-old version of me, and I was able to say, dude, you did it. You made it here. Like that. Aside from what anybody could ever say, you have this experience in your lockbox, in your heart, and that it was seriously. It's so awe-inspiring. It created this desire, this like new kind of hope for me. To where I felt like maybe my deathcore career was coming to an end. I was seeing how like all these bands are dying, and how this industry is like just swallowing this whole deathcore world alive. And being in that studio with him, it really gave me hope, and it gave me more security than I've ever felt. Being an abstract musician, being a musician that strays away from the pop culture and writes stuff that comes from the gutters of humanity. It gave me certainty in that. It made me feel like as long as I'm giving my heart, everything's going to be all right. And that was Ross, man. That's Ross's influence. That's how deep he goes, man. It changed my life.
Oh, man, that would be such an amazing experience to work with him. And, dude, I mean, the results are there. So would you work with him again? You got plans to work with him again in the future?
It's all hearsay. We've talked about it, and we definitely want that. But the fact is, we don't know until we cross that bridge. The intentions are there, and we're putting it out into the world that we want to work with him again. We talk to him about it all the time. I tell him all the time that I can't wait to bunker down and write another record with him. He's always talking about how he wants to build a studio so that we can this path further. I think that he and us set out to make a big change in music, and I believe that he sees something in us that he hasn't seen in the last 10, 15 years. And it really shows in the record, like the fire with Ross Robinson is also very much there. So to answer your question bluntly, yes, I am almost 100% certain that we will take our next venture with Ross Robinson. I don't see us looking elsewhere. But, you never know. The future might hold different, the future holds whatever it holds, man, and we're not here to judge or to wish in any kind of way. We just know what our heart tells us, and we take every day by day.
Awesome, man. Exciting times ahead, dude. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys next, man. It's exciting, dude. And of course, I spoke to you, I think it was back before you were here in September. You toured here, and those shows were awesome, dude.
Yeah, we had a great time, man.
Are you guys going to be looking at coming back this year?
Well, obviously, we just dropped the record, so we're going to want to go and hit every corner of the world, especially Australia. You know, our fan base there is very strong, very loving, very accepting. I've gotten a lot of messages from Australian fans being extremely supportive of our decisions, and you know, I want to share good times with them and meet them and hang out. And, you know, and even the haters, I would love to meet them and hear their constructive criticism. You know, I'm here to serve them. I'm here to serve the music. I'm here to play this stuff live and kick ass along the way, man. That's all I can really do.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, it's been awesome talking to you again, and I really wish you and the rest of the boys all the best for the release, and get your asses down here, man. Come back. Some beers and good time.
We definitely will, man. We miss you guys.
Awesome, dude. Well, all the best with the rest of the tour, man.
Thank you so much, man. And honestly, it's an honor to be able to share these experiences with you, and it means a lot to me that you like the record and that it has touched you in a way that it touches me. So I appreciate that wholeheartedly, and I can't wait to get out there and have a brewski with you, man.